I am for the rest of this game. I mean,
well, I'm with Drew. Just make this a 15-yard personal foul and just let it go with that. And I hope at some point that logic and sanity reigns, and that's what this decision ends up being eventually.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of great games going on within the SEC, Brent. Today, obviously, Ole Miss, but Tennessee puts up 40-some points again, and another blitz start for Josh Heupel and company against South Carolina.
Well, one thing that we thought would happen with Heupel, and we watched him pretty closely at UCF, was that he would go there and make something of this offense that unfortunately Jeremy Pruitt just could not do. And guys, when I give you the numbers, Hendon Hooker 17 of 23 for 225, 3 touchdowns. This Evans kid at running back is really making a name for himself. The second week in a row, he goes over 100 yards from 119. And Velus Jones, 6 catches for 103 yards. Guys, Tennessee's ahead 28-0 in the first quarter. Now Tennessee being 4-2, and people this guys was a 50-50 game, frankly. When you looked at this game, the winner of this game was really going to be able to do something as far as getting into a bowl. I think that's very helpful for them. Tennessee 247 running the ball, averaging 5 yards a carry. Also, look, now it's not perfect for Tennessee at this point either, but you've got to be impressed, I think, with the balls. And listen, guys, don't think for a minute that this will certainly give Nick Saban in a couple of weeks a lot of ammunition to motivate his team that this Tennessee game is not going to be just a layup.
Well, and of course now, and that makes this game. What's the over/under going to be on Tennessee Ole Miss in Neyland Stadium next week?
Absolutely, really. Hey, Drew, could that be 65-60 maybe?
It could be at this rate. But I wanted to switch gears to the ACC because you follow that league very closely as well. What to make of Wake Forest, the last of the Mohicans here, the unbeatens in that league? The last time we heard of Dave Clawson, he spent a year as an offensive coordinator under Philip Fulmer at Tennessee, and it was underwhelming, to be honest. Then he went on to become a head coach on the FCS level until we resurfaced at Wake Forest. I mean, how good is this team? I mean, I have to really admit I don't know a thing about them, but it's been intriguing to watch them fly under the radar undefeated. Well,
no doubt. Now, for the moment, they're struggling, and they are behind Syracuse, Demon Deacons 5-0 and 3-0 in the conference. Sam Hartman, I think, is certainly a serviceable quarterback. I mean, he's 5 of 10 for 119 right now with his numbers, and they're not running the ball very well. They've got some pretty good wide receivers in Jack Robertson and A.T. Perry and Blake Whitehurst. But at this point in that league, they're taking advantage of a down year. FSU, Miami, a down year with Clemson at this point, too. I do think they'll probably come back and be able to win this game. This was a maturity game for them, guys, that they needed to find out that they could go and play a Syracuse team that's kind of the middle of the pack at 3-2 and 0-1 in the conference right now. And I still think they'll come back and win. And by the way, North Carolina 10, Florida State 7 at this point. Noah's going for 2 in a row. And by the way, Florida State beat North Carolina last year. And an interesting point that we found out this week, which I found to be amazing, was Mac Brown, wherever he's coached, has never beaten Florida State.
Wow. And this would be a bad loss considering the Noles did finally get off the snide last week, 33-30 over Syracuse, but not a good Florida State team. But it's safe to say, Brent, that North Carolina's been one of the more disappointing teams that got a lot of hype in the offseason.
3-2, 2-2. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Now again, they lost a lot of their tremendous running backs from last year, and obviously Sam Howell is back. He's 4 of 9 for 53 early on. Ty Chandler, Josh Downs at running back and wide receiver, leading their respective positions so far. But I can assure you, as Drew said, it'd be a humongous win for FSU and a tremendous disappointment for North Carolina if they lost this game.
It would be. Rest of college football right now, Brent Beer joining us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. If you look at we've talked a lot about Wake Forest. Dabo Swinney's had some interesting comments to say, though, about his 2-loss team. It's kind of funny. It seems like he gets getting a little defensive at this point. Is that just me? Tough year with the injuries that they have had to go along with it. Look, their defense still is as good as anybody's right now in how they are playing, but you still got to score. I mean, the defense has allowed going into the game 3 touchdowns in 5 games of regulation, so they're really holding the team together at this point too. So, but again, the categories for Clemson, I mean, they have been last in several offensive categories over the last few weeks. So that's been extremely disappointing for them. And right now, guys, I'm not sure what Clemson is going through is totally fixable for 2021. Do you?
I'm not sure it is either. Their offense just doesn't seem to be getting any better. They nearly lost to Georgia Tech. They narrowly escaped Boston College. I just don't think I think it may have to be a coaching issue. They may have to change up some things schematically. But yeah, just like Jimbo Fisher saying, it's hard to improve offensive line play during the middle of a season. It can be tough to right the ship of an offense when it starts going south, no doubt about it. But last few minutes with you, Brent, and we appreciate the time on this busy day of college football. I'd be remiss if we didn't backtrack to the SEC. The Gators win 42-0, but Dan Mullen not happy at halftime with how they played on the road in Nashville. Or excuse me, how they played in the Swamp. I'm sorry.
Dan giving the typical curt, short halftime interview by saying how unhappy that he was. I think one thing that really came clear in this game, guys, was he does not want any kind of a quarterback controversy. So Emory Jones was 14 of 22 for 273. He did have 4 touchdowns and also had 1 pick. Now Anthony Richmond was only 4 of 6 for 25, so we didn't really allow him to throw the ball. Gators running for 181. That made a big difference to them. Also, by the way, huge pass play for Georgia, setting them up inside the 10-yard line. Their wide receiver was so wide open he could have fair caught the ball at that point. At that point also, I think that may have been Bowers who called it, who is their everything tight end at this point. That's just played incredibly well. I may have missed that. No, it's not. It's their other tight end. But anyway, the Gators, it was a win they really needed, to say the least. And I thought overall they probably played well against a pretty hapless Vanderbilt team. But they've got they've got LSU next week, guys. In the revenge for the shoe throwing game, when DeMarco Wilson probably virtually cost them that loss to LSU last year.
Yeah, Brent, I know Dan Mullen doesn't want a quarterback controversy, and he may not have one much longer. With the way quarterbacks go into the transfer portal, will Anthony Richardson end up in the transfer portal, do you think?
Well, Gator fans don't want to talk about that, but it's got to be a possibility because the truth of the matter is Richardson is probably a better quarterback than Emory Jones. But again, Mullen is like a lot of coaches, guys, as Georgia scores again to get 16-3. Stetson Bennett the touchdown pass. But at the same time, Mullen has a lot of loyalty to Emory Jones. He was his first recruit. I know as Drew knows, Emory Jones said, "I want to be your quarterback," and he has rewarded him with that. But look, to Scott's point, that's tremendous and it's admirable. But the reality is, like it was last week, you can do that, guys. But is that going to cost him a couple ball games this year?
Yeah, and of course, the two pass plays for Georgia before the touchdown, Darnell Washington finally healthy. He makes a play to get him toward midfield, and then the former walk-on wide receiver Ladd McConkey makes the catch on the deep ball. And as you said, Brent, a short touchdown pass now for the Dogs as they go up 17-3 on Auburn. Nice route there run by Georgia. They get the touchdown as the Dogs have now taken a 2-score lead. This is going to be tough for Auburn's offense to come back against a defense of the capability of this Georgia team. It's what Scott and I were talking about. Already in this game, a drop led to an interception for Auburn, and they also had a chance to score a touchdown on that first drive against a team of the caliber of Georgia. Auburn has to make plays, and if you don't make them, you're going to be in big trouble.
Guys, I thought Rick Neuheisel made a very astute point a few minutes ago about Bo Nix. He said that I described Bo as frantic at times. And I would agree with that. And they've also got Aaron Murray on the broadcast too. And Aaron chimed in and said something about as insightful. He said the problem you've got right now with Bo is Bo's tempo is so much faster than his skill position players. Neuheisel was funny, but he made his point. He said what they need to do with Bo, they need to take his cleats off and slow his feet down to where he could catch up with his skill position players. I thought that was a great description of Bo right now.
Yeah,
well,
right on.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, a couple of other quick thoughts from you, Brandon. We're gonna go to our last break, but what do you get? What are your thoughts? Is Kentucky for real? And then is Alabama going to win impressively tonight?
I think Kentucky is for real, but this is one of those games tonight, like the Florida LSU game last year, that Orgeron just finds ways to win, doesn't he, guys? I mean, they can't run to save their life. They're like 129th in Division I and being able to run the football. My concern for Kentucky would be the turnovers that they consistently make. I do think Bama can win comfortably tonight if they play a clean game. What they don't need to do is to get behind. But I tell you guys, it's going to be tough for A&M with basically either freshmen or redshirt freshmen playing for injured players on their offensive line. And Calzada has struggled the entire year, and I think that probably continues with Alabama speed. But, guys, I will say this real quick before we go, and I know we've touched on it, but this Arkansas-Ole Miss game is an instant classic. And if you watch a replay in the next few days, it would need to be this. K.J. Jefferson, 326 yards, 25 of 35. Matt Corral, 14 of 21 for 287. Let me see a show of hands out there. Who thought that K.J. Jefferson would throw for more yards than Matt Corral?
Yeah, but then Corral almost ran for 100 and a couple of touchdowns. So these two teams could not stop one another. It was a shootout no doubt, in Oxford, Mississippi, 52-51, won by the Rebels. Well, Brent, we appreciate it. Let everybody know how to connect with you and your coverage, and I know your new podcast with Travis Reier. Yeah, well, we're really excited about Second Helping. That is a preview and a review is what that is of the SEC. On Twitter, at Brent Beard, BEAIRD, and also First Coast News. We were on this week and look forward to being back on next week reviewing and previewing games. But, guys, always a pleasure to do one of the better Saturday afternoons that we've had so far, and we're just now into the 3:30 games. Yes, we are. Well, enjoy the college football, Brent. Thank you for the time. My pleasure. All right, Brent Beard helping us get to our final break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up our Saturday festivities here at University Kia.
Bob Baumhauer and 97.7 ESPN The Zone have teamed up to bring you a huge opportunity this fall. Each week, come on down to Baumhauer's during the drive on Thursdays between 5 and 7 and register to win a Lunch Bunch gift certificate for 6 to Baumhauer's. But wait, there's more. Each weekly winner will then be placed into a drawing for Bob's tickets to the LSU-Alabama game in Tuscaloosa, complete with an invitation to Bob's exclusive pregame party at Baumhauer's Tent on the Quad. Stay tuned to 97.7 ESPN The Zone for other opportunities to sign up and win Bob's tickets.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
In today's real estate market, you need the right professionals to help make sure your home purchase is smooth and hassle-free. That's where Jacob Title comes in. Stan McDonald and the staff at Jacob Title cater to the realtor and clients who are looking for a top-flight closing experience. Jacob Title uses the latest and best technologies to ensure a safe and secure exchange of funds, and they pride themselves on great communication well before and during the real estate closing process. Jacob Title in Huntsville and Madison, and online at jacobtitle.com.
Drinking coffee straight from the pot. Power move. Wearing a bathrobe to work. Power move. Switching to super fast, extra reliable internet from WOW. Power move. Switch and save with WOW Internet for just $19.99 a month. It's switching season, so make a move with our best deal of the year. For a limited time, get Internet 100 with no contracts for just $19.99 a month. Plus, get a 2-year price lock and the first month free. Make the switch at wowway.com today. Wow. Limited to new customers with autopay and paperless billing. Offer subject to change. Restrictions and terms apply.
Have you ever found exactly the right new car or truck with the exact features that you want and nothing else? Well, ESPN, Woody Anderson Ford, we can promise you just that. Hey, Bobby White back again, and you can now factory order your new Ford today, and you'll get your new car or truck exactly the way you want it. And there's no extra cost to custom order. Plus, you get $1,000 off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates. This applies to 2021 F-150, Explorer, Ranger, and Expedition. It's a win-win with a custom order at Woody Anderson Ford. You get the colors, the features, and the options that fit your life. Plus, you get notified when it's built, shipped, and ready to deliver. Listen, buying a new car or truck is likely the second largest investment you'll ever make. So why settle? Get exactly what you want with a custom factory order today. And get $1,000 off MSRP. See how at WoodyAndersonFord.com or at the corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
Bob Baumhauer and 97.7 ESPN The Zone have teamed up to bring you a huge opportunity this fall. Each week, come on down to Baumhauer's during the drive on Thursdays between 5 and 7 and register to win a Lunch Bunch gift certificate for 6 to Baumhauer's. But wait, there's more. Each weekly winner will then be placed into a drawing for Bob's tickets to the LSU-Alabama game in Tuscaloosa, complete with an invitation to Bob's exclusive pregame party at Baumhauer's Tent on the Quad. Stay tuned to 97.7 ESPN The Zone for other opportunities to sign up and win Bob's tickets. If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
Never mind fall and football being in the air. We want to taste it.
And never mind not being able to tailgate at the game. Let's create the ultimate barbecue experience in your own backyard.
You said it, Foster Brooks. And that's where Brooks & Collier comes in. Big selection of outdoor furniture.
And a big selection of grills and smokers like Traeger, Big Green Egg, Blaze, even DCS, and more.
This is the good stuff.
And Paul, we definitely got the accessories. And remember, we deliver. Visit us at 813 Meridian Street and shop online at brooksandcollier.com.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This segment of Talkin Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at University Kia.
Welcome back to Talkin Ball. Short time left as we come to you from University Kia along University Drive. And we are looking at what is called the Neuro EV. It is the electric vehicle brought to you by Kia. And it is a sharp-looking SUV vehicle. Tell you what, you can plug it in and drive it around. And it is a fantastic-looking vehicle. Just $50,000. If you want to come on out here to University Kia and drive away in the new Neuro. Keeping an eye on Auburn, Georgia right now, 17-3 Georgia over Auburn, but it looks like Georgia's down an offensive lineman now.
Yeah, Jeremy Sawyer, real versatile guy that can play some different positions for the Dogs, one of their interior offensive linemen. He is down and had to be helped off the field, so Georgia down an offensive lineman right now as Stetson Bennett throws a quick screen, well defended by the Auburn Tigers.
Auburn 1 of 8 on third down so far. Georgia now 1 of 4 on third downs. Auburn, short-wise, doing a good job of defending Georgia. It's the Stetson Bennett long pass that Auburn is having a hard time stopping right now. And on their drives, Georgia's been able to take chunk plays with the long passes. Auburn's offense is exactly what we thought it would run into
after
with
that
this
first
Georgia
possession.
defense. Yeah.
After the opening possession, Georgia's really clamped down on Auburn, no doubt about it. We've seen a Darnell Washington sighting for Georgia. The $250,000 tight end, finally on the field making a few catches. It's a miracle. And then McConkey, as we said, I believe he's related to Phil McConkey, who, you remember, the former Giant on that 86 Super Bowl team. But McConkey, former walk-on, great route, got deep behind that Auburn secondary, then led to the short touchdown pass from Stetson Bennett, 17-3. The Georgia Bulldogs are leading as Stetson Bennett hit Adonai Mitchell for that short touchdown. So the Dogs taking control of this game.
Union Grove, Huntsville.
3 undefeated teams left in the SEC: Alabama, Georgia, and Kentucky. When we sit with you on Monday morning, will there be 3 undefeated teams left in the SEC?
I'm going to predict no. I'm going to predict this down to 2. It's going to be Alabama and Georgia, the usual suspects. I think the Kentucky Wildcats bubble will burst before they get to the Dogs. But I like Ed Ogeron and the LSU Tigers to win. And I picked Ole Miss. They held on by the skin of their teeth. I picked Texas. They choked all over themselves. So I was 1-1 so far during our early game. And then your Hawkeyes off to a disappointing start.
14-3 trailing in the first to Penn State. I said all along it's the offense that could get Iowa in trouble defensively if Penn State doesn't turn the ball over. They'll be fine. Iowa leads the nation in turnover margin, I think, at plus 11. So if Penn State takes care of the ball and doesn't turn it over, Iowa could be in trouble because that is Iowa's best offense, is the turnover margin. 10th-ranked BYU beating Boise State. Navy beating 24th-ranked SMU. Syracuse beating 19th-ranked Wake Forest. So plenty of ranked teams right now on the short end of the scoreboard. We'll see if that stays around there.
A lot of fun and a fun morning of college football. Should be a fun rest of your day. Enjoy that. Enjoy the Sunday NFL, and we'll come to you 7:01 a.m. on Monday. We want to thank University Kia, our great sponsor, Arthur Sheet and those guys. He's at Alabama A&M homecoming against Jackson State. And we thank Brent Beard, and we thank, of course, Ryan Fowler for joining us.
All right, surprise, surprise, the Bo Nix pass goes off the hands of a wide receiver for Auburn, and he can't catch it. Literally threw it right in the breadbasket. Did Bo Nix.
Come on and catch the ball.
Have you ever found exactly the right new car or truck with the exact features that you want and nothing else? Well, at Woody Anderson Ford, we can promise you just that. Hey, Bobby White back again, and you can now factory order your new Ford today, and you'll get your new car or truck exactly the way you want it. And there's no extra cost to custom order. Plus, you get $1,000 off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates. This applies to 2021 F-150, Explorer, Ranger, and Expedition. It's a win-win with a custom order at Woody Anderson Ford. You get the colors, the features, and the options that fit your life. Plus, you get notified when it's